Can anyone read the prayers?
You can read, Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu, thank you.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshuranmeditam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Tatati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuttapadukamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamsha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Dritya Shri Vishakhanvitamsha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesh Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Devi Pranamami Hari Priye वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवी गौरवाणीप्रचारिणी निर्विशेषशून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत् श्रीमतां सतता कृष्ण पुण्यश्रवणकीर्तनत्यन्तस्तुभद्राणि वितनोति सुरत्सतां नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवति उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्ठिके. Before reciting the Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, which is the very means of conquest, one should offer respectful obeisances unto the personality of Godhead Narayana, unto Naranarayana Rishi, the supremest human beings, unto Mother Saraswati, the goddess of learning, and to Srila Vyasdeva, the author. Shri Krishna, the personality of Godhead. Scroll to who is Paramatma, super soul in everyone's heart, and the benefactor of the truthful devotee cleanses desire for material enjoyment from the heart of the devotee, who has developed it to hear his messages, which are in themselves virtuous and properly heard and chanted. By regular attendance in classes on the Bhagavatam and by rendering service to the pure devotee, all that is troublesome to the heart is almost completely destroyed, and loving service unto the personality of Godhead, who is pleased with transcendental songs, is established as an irrevocable fact. Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, Bija.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Prabhu. You want to start reading?
Maybe you can read to one or two
Yes,
verses,
Prabhu.
then I can start.
Thank you, Prabhu. 4:34. तुलायमालवेनापि न स्वर्गं न पुनर्भवं भगवत्सङ्गिसङ्गस्य मर्त्यानां किमुताशिषा. Tulyamaha, we compare Lavena with a moment, api, even, na, not. Swargam, attainment of the heavenly planets, na, not. Apuna bhavam, merging into the Brahman effulgence. Bhagavat, of the Supreme Person of Godhead. Sangi, with associates. Sangasya, of association. Madhyanam, of persons who are destined to die. Kim uta, how much less. Ashisha, benedictions, translation. Even a moment's association with a pure devotee cannot be compared to being transferred to heavenly planets or even merging into the Brahman effulgence in complete liberation. For living entities who are destined to give up the body and die, association with pure devotee is the highest benediction. The great sage Prabodhananda Saraswati, a devotee of Lord Chaitanya, has stated, Kaivalyam narakayate tridasapur akashapushpayate. For a pure devotee, Kaivalya, merging into the existence of Brahman, the Brahman effulgence, is no better than living in hell. Similarly, he considers promotion to heavenly planets, Tridashapur, just another kind of phantasmagoria. In other words, a pure devotee does not place much value in the destination of the karmis, the heavenly planets, nor in the destination of the Gyanis, merging into the Brahman effulgence. A pure devotee considers a moment's association with another pure devotee to be far superior to residing in a heavenly planet or merging in the Brahman effulgence. The utmost benediction for those who are living in this material world and are subjected to the repetition of birth and death, transmigration, is association with pure devotees. One should search out such pure devotees and remain with them. That will make one completely happy, even though living within the material world. This Krishna consciousness movement is started for that purpose. A person who is overly affected materially may take advantage of this movement and become intimately associated with it. In this way, the confused and frustrated inhabitants of this material world may have may find the highest happiness in association with devotees. Text number 35. यत्रत्यन्ते रिष्टास् तृष्णाया प्रशमो यथा निर्वैरां यत्र भूतेषु नुद्वेगो यत्र कश्चन. Tatra, where idyante are worshipped or discussed. Kata, words. Mrishta, pure. Trishna, ya, of material hankerings. Prashamaha, satisfaction. Yataha, by which. Nirvairam, non-enviousness. Yatra, where. Bhuteshu, among living entities. Na, not. Udvega, fear. Yatra, where. Kashchana, any. Translation. Whenever pure topics of the transcendental world are discussed, the members of the audience forget all kinds of material hankerings, at last for the time being. Not only that, but they are no longer envious of one another, nor do they suffer from anxiety or fear. Purport. Vaikuntha means without anxiety, and the material world means full of anxiety. As stated by Prahlad Maharaj, Sada samudvigna diyam asadgrahat 755 Bhagavatam. The living entities who have accepted this material world as residence are full of anxiety. A place immediately becomes Vaikuntha whenever the holy topics of the personality of Godhead are discussed by pure devotees. This is the process of Shravanam Kirtanam Vishnu, chanting and hearing about the Supreme Lord Vishnu, as the Supreme Lord himself confirms. Naham tishtami vaikunte yoginam hridayeshu va tatra tishtami naradat yatra gayanti madbhakta. My dear Narada, actually I do not reside in my abode Vaikuntha, nor do I reside within the hearts of yogis, but I reside in that place where my pure devotees chant my holy name and discuss my form, pastimes, and qualities. Because of the presence of the Lord in the form of the transcendental vibration, the Vaikuntha atmosphere is evoked. This atmosphere is without fear and anxiety. One living entity does not fear another. By hearing the holy names and glories of the Lord, a person executes pious activities. Shrinvatam Svakata Krishna Punyashravana Kirtana 1-17. Thus his material hankerings immediately stop. The Sankirtan movement started by the Supreme Person. The Sankirtan movement started by the Society of Krishna Consciousness is meant for creating Vaikuntha, the transcendental world that is without anxiety and in this material world. The method is the propagation of the Shravanam Kirtanam process throughout the world. In the material world, everyone is envious of his fellow man. Animalistic envy exists in human society as long as there is no performance of Sankirtan Yagna, the chanting of the holy names, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. The Prachetas therefore decided to remain always in the society of devotees, and they considered that to be the highest benediction possible in human life. Hare Krishna, Prabhu Standard Pram, Jai Shri Prabhupada. Would like to read next?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Please accept noble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Oh,
I'll
Hare
read,
Krishna,
Prabhu.
Lakan Prabhu. Yes,
Hare
Prabhu.
Krishna, Prabhu is the Nathan Rishi Prabhupada.
Just a minute. I'll read now. Just want to fix this.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu.
Okay, continue, Prabhu, continue.
Yes, Prabhu. Yatra narayana sakshat bhagavanya sinam gatihi samstuyate satkatasu mukta sangai puna puna. Synonyms: Yatra, way; Narayana, Lord Narayana; Saksha, directly; Bhagavan, the Supreme Personality of Godhead; Nyasinam, of persons in the renounced order of life; Gati, the ultimate goal; Samstu Yate, is worshipped; Satkatasu, by discussing the transcendental vibration; Mukta Sangai, by those who are liberated from material contamination, Puna Puna, again and again. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. The Supreme Lord Narayana is present amongst devotees who are engaged in hearing and chanting the holy name of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Lord Narayana is the ultimate goal of sannyasi. Those in the renounced order of life, and Narayan is worshipped through this Sankirtan movement by those who are liberated from material contamination. Indeed, they recite the holy name again and again. Purport: the Mayavadi sannyasis are missing the real presence of Narayana. This is because they falsely claim to be Narayana himself. According to the customary etiquette of Mayavadi sannyasis, they address one another as Narayan. To say that everyone is a temple of Narayana is correct, but to accept another human being as Narayana is a great offense. The conception of Daritra Narayana, poor Narayana, an attempt to identify the poor with Narayana is also a great offense. Even to identify Narayana with demigods like Lord Brahma and Lord Shiva is an offense. Second offense. Yastu Narayanam Devam Brahma Rudra Daivatai Samastvenaiva Viksheta Sapashandi Bhavidurvam. One who considers Lord Narayan on a level with great demigods like Lord Brahma and Lord Shiva is immediately listed amongst non-believers. The Prabhu. The fact is that by performing Sankirtan Yagna, one can immediately please the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Then Narayan himself descends and immediately is present. In this age of Kali, Narayan is immediately present in the form of Lord Chaitanya. Concerning Lord Chaitanya, Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam states, Krishna Varanam Krishnam, is it Krishna? Oh, Krishna Varanam Twish Akarashnam, I don't know how to pronounce that one. Sango Pangastra Parshadam Yagnai Sankridana Par Yair Yagnatihi Sumeda Saha. Semi Prabhu, how do you pronounce that word? Twish Akrishnam. Twish Akrishnam. Is it?
Isha Krishnam.
Twisha Krishnam.
Yes, bro.
Okay, bro. In the age of Kali, intelligent persons perform congregational chanting to worship the incarnation of Godhead who constantly sings the name of Krishna. Although his complexion is not blackish, he is Krishna himself. He is accompanied by his associates, servants, weapons, and confidential companions. Bhagavatam 11.5.32. After all, human life is meant for pleasing Narayan, and this can easily be done by performing Sankirtan Yagna. Whatever there is, congregational chanting of the holy names of Lord Gaura Narayana, the Supreme, can go down, Prabhu, personality of Godhead. Personality of Godhead in his incarnation as Lord Chaitanya immediately appears and is worshipped by Sankirtan Yagna. In this verse, it is said that Narayana is Nyasinam Gati, the ultimate goal of the sannyasis. The goal of those who have renounced the material world is the attainment of Narayana. A Vaishnava sannyasi, therefore, dedicates his life to serving Narayana. He does not falsely claim to be Narayana. Instead of becoming Nirvaira, non-envious of other living entities, one who tries to become Narayana becomes envious of the Supreme Lord. Therefore, the attempt to become Narayan constitutes the greatest offense. Actually, when one chants or discusses the transcendental activities of the Lord, he immediately becomes non-envious. In this material world, everyone is envious of everyone else, but by vibrating or discussing the holy name of the Lord, one becomes non-envious and devoid of material hankering. Because of our envy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, we have become envious of all other living entities. When we are no longer envious of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, there will be real peace, unity, and fraternity in human society. Without Narayana or Sankirtana Yagna, there cannot be peace in this material world. Text 37. तेषां विचारतं पद्यभ्यं त्रितानं पवनेच्छाया बीतस्य किं नारोचेता त्वावगनं समगमा पवनेच्छाया. Okay, synonyms. Tesham, of them, vichara tam, who travel but by their feet. Tritanam, the holy places. Pavana ichaya, with a desire to purify. Bitasya, to the materialistic presence who is always fearful. Kim, why? Not. Rocheta, becomes pleasing. Tava kanam, of your devotees. Samagama, meeting. Translation and purport. Okay. Dear Lord, your personal associates, devotees, wander all over the world to purify even the holy places of pilgrimage. Is not such activity pleasing to those who are actually afraid of material existence? There are two kinds of devotees. One is called Goshta Nandi and the other Bhajanandi. The word Bhajanandi refers to the devotee who does not move but remain in one place. Such a devotee is always engaged in the devotional service of the Lord. He chants the Maha Mantra as taught by many acharyas and sometimes goes out for preaching work. The Goshtanandi is one who desires to increase the number of devotees all over the world. He travels all over the world just to purify the world and the people residing in it. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu advised Priti Vite Ache Yatanaga Radi Grama Saravatra Prachara Haibe Mora Nama. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wanted his followers to move all over the world and preach in every town and village. In the Chaitanya Sampradaya, those who strictly follow the principles of Lord Chaitanya must travel all over the world to preach the message of Lord Chaitanya, which is the same as preaching the words of Krishna, Bhagavad Gita, the Śrīmad and Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. The more the devotees preach the principles of Krishna Katha, the more people throughout the world will benefit. Devotees like great sage Narada, who traveled all over to preach are called Goshtanandi. Narada Muni is always wandering throughout the universe just to create different types of devotees. Narada even made a hunter a devotee. Yeah, I think I remember this one where he was actually offering prasadam so that the hunter may stop killing, right?
Yes,
He
Prabhu.
is also he also made Durva Maharaj and Prahlad devotees. Actually, all devotees are indebted to the great sage Narada, for he has wandered both in heaven and in hell. A devotee of the Lord is not even afraid of hell. He goes to preach the glories of the Lord everywhere, even in hell, because there is no distinction between heaven and hell for a devotee. Narayana paraha sarve na kutaschana bibyati swakapavarga narakeshu apitulyarta darshi naha swarga pavarga. A pure devotee of Narayana is never afraid of going anywhere and everywhere. For him, heaven and hell are one and the same. Bhagavatam 6.17.28. Such devotees wandering all over the world deliver those who are actually afraid of this material existence. Some people are already disgusted with material existence, being confused and frustrated by material enjoyment. And some people who are intelligent are interested in understanding the Supreme Lord. Both may take advantage of the pure devotee who wanders throughout the world. When a pure devotee goes to a place of pilgrimage, he desires to purify that holy place of pilgrimage. Many sinful men bathe in the holy waters of the places of pilgrimage. They take their baths in the waters of the Gangas and the Yamuna at places such as Prayaga. Is it Prayag? Vrindavan and Mathura. In this way, the sinful men are purified. But the sinful actions and reactions remain at the holy places of pilgrimage. When a devotee comes to take his bath at a holy place of pilgrimage, mm-mm. When a devotee comes to take his bath at those places of pilgrimage, the sinful reactions left by the sinful men are neutralized by the devotees. Triti kurvanti, tritani svantaha, stena gada bharata. Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam 1.13.10. Because the devotee always carries the Supreme Personality of Godhead within his heart, wherever he goes, becomes a place of pilgrimage, a holy place for understanding the Supreme Personality of Godhead. It is therefore the duty of everyone to associate with a pure devotee and thus attain freedom from material contamination. Everyone should take advantage of the wandering devotees whose only business is to deliver conditioned souls from the clutches of Maya. Text 38. Prabhu, is this Brahma Samhita? Vayam tu sakshat bhagavan bayasya priyasya sakuyu kashana sangamena. Vayam tu sakshat bhagavan bhavasya priyasya sakyu kshana sanga mena sudukshi titsiyasya bhavasya mrityu bishakatamam twadya gatim gataha sma. Semi Prabhu. This one is complicated. Take it like a pandit.
Haribol. Vayam tu sakshat bhagavan bhavasya priyasya sakyo kshana sangamena sudukshikitsyasya bhavasya mrityor bishaktamam tvadya gatim gatasma.
Oh, I did not even think of that one. Not even a little. Okay, synonyms. Vayam, we, do, then, sakshat, directly. Bhagavan, oh Lord. Bhava, of Lord Shiva, Priyasya, very dear Sakyu, your friend, Kshana, for a moment, Sangamena, by association, Sudukshichiksayasya, yo, very difficult to cure, Bhavasya, of material existence, Mrityo, of death, Bhikshaktamam, Bhikshaktamam, the most expert physician, Twa, you, Adaya. Today, Gatim, destination, Gataha, have achieved, Sma, certainly. Translation. Dear Lord, by virtue of a moment's association with Lord Shiva, who is very dear to you and who is your most intimate friend, we were fortunate to attain you. You are the most expert in physician capable of treating the incurable disease of material existence on account of our great fortune. We have been able to take shelter at your lotus feet. Dear Lord, by virtue of a moment's association with Lord Shiva. Okay. Purport. It has been said, Harim vina na stritim taranti. Without taking shelter of the lotus feet of the personality of Godhead, one cannot attain relief from the clutches of Maya, the repetition of birth, old age, disease, and death. The Prachetas received the shelter of the Supreme Personality of Godhead by the grace of Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva is the supreme devotee of Lord Vishnu, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Vaishnavanam Yata Sambhu. The most exalted Vaishnava is Lord Shiva, and those who are actually devotees of Lord Shiva follow Lord Shiva's advice and take shelter at the lotus feet of Lord Vishnu. The so-called devotees of Lord Shiva who are simply after material prosperity are in a way deceived by Lord Shiva. He does not actually deceive them because Lord Shiva has no business deceiving people, but because the so-called devotees of Lord Shiva want to be deceived, Lord Shiva, who is very easily pleased, allows them all kinds of material benedictions. Those benedictions might ironically result in the distractions of the so-called devotee. For instance, Ravana took all material benedictions from Lord Shiva, but the result was that he was ultimately destroyed with his family, kingdom, and everything else because he misused Lord Shiva's benediction. Because of his material power, he became very proud and puffed up so that he dared kidnap the wife of Lord Ramachandra. In this way, he was ruined. To get material benediction from Lord Shiva is not difficult, but actually these are not benedictions. The Prachetas received benedictions from Lord Shiva, and as a result, they attained the shelter of the lotus feet of Lord Vishnu. Oh, two-way, yeah? So he has mercy here, he has where he illusions others, he gives them all the material things. This is real benediction. The gopis also worship Lord Shiva in Vrindavan, and the Lord is still staying there as Gopishvara. The gopis, however, prayed that Lord Shiva bless them by giving them Lord Krishna as their husband. There is no harm in worshipping the demigods, provided that one's aim is to return home back to Godhead. Generally, people go to the demigods for material benefit, as indicated in the Bhagavad Gita. Kamaistai hirta gyanaha prapadyante semi-pro prapadyante nya devataha tam tam niyamam astaya praktaya niyata swaya. Those whose minds are distorted by material desires surrender unto the demigods and follow the particular rules and regulations of worship according to their own natures. Bhagavad Gita 7.20. Semi Prabhu. One enamored by material benefits is called Hirta Gyanam, one who has lost his intelligence. In this connection, it is to be noted that sometimes in revealed scriptures, Lord Shiva is described as being non-different from the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The point is that Lord Shiva and Lord Vishnu are so intimately connected that there is no difference in opinion. The actual fact is Ekale Ishwara, Krishna Ara Sabha Bratya. The only Supreme Master is Krishna and all others are his devotees or servants. Chaitanya Charitamrita Adi Leela 5.142. This is the real fact, and there is no difference of opinion between Lord Shiva and Lord Vishnu in this connection. Nowhere in revealed scriptures does Lord Shiva claim to be equal to Lord Vishnu. This is simply the creation of the so-called devotees of Lord Shiva, who claim that Lord Shiva and Lord Vishnu are one. This is strictly forbidden in the Vaishnava Tantra. Yastu Narayanam Devam. Lord Vishnu, Lord Shiva, and Lord Brahma are intimately connected as master and servant. Shiva Virinchi Nutam. Vishnu is honored and offered obeisances by Lord Shiva, and Lord Brahma to consider that they are all equal is a great offense. They are all equal in the sense that Lord Vishnu is the supreme personality of Godhead and all others are his eternal servants. Can go down, bro. Yo, yeah, Yanna Swaditam. Okay. Yeah, I don't have the tune for this one too. No. Okay, I'll just read it. Nayan Swaditam Guru Vaha Prasaditam Viprascha Vridascha Sad Anu Vritya Araya Nataha Suhurdo Prahattascha Saravani Buhutani Anasu Yaya Aiva Yannaha Subtatam Tapa Etad Isham Niranandasam Kalam Adabraham Apsu Saravam Tad Etad Purushasya Bu Bumno Vrinnimahe Te Parito Shanaya. Synonyms. Yat what na by us Swaditam studied. Guru Vaha superior person, spiritual masters. Prasida pras, Prasaditaha satisfied. Vipraha the Brahmanas cha and Vriddhaha those who are elderly. Cha and Sat Anuvritya by our gentle behavior. Aryaha those who are advanced in spiritual knowledge. Nataha were offered obeisances. Suhur Hirdaha friends. Bara Hataraha brothers Cha and Saravani all Bhutani living entities. Anasuyaya without any enviousness. Eva certainly yet what na of us Sutaptam severe tapaha penance etat this Isha O Lord Nir Niranda Sam without taking any food. Kalam time Adabraham. Oh, abracadabra. Adabraham for a long duration. Apsu within the water. Sarvam all. That this Puru Shaisya of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Boom Naha the most exalted, Vrinni Mahe. We want this benediction there of you, Paritoshanaya, for the satisfaction. Translation, dear Lord, we have studied the Vedas, accepted a spiritual master, and offered respects to Brahmanas, advanced devotees, and aged personalities who are spiritually very advanced. We have offered our respects to them, and we have not been envious of any brother, friend, or anyone else. We have also undergone severe austerities within the waters and have not taken food for a long time. All these spiritual assets of ours are simply offered for your satisfaction. We pray for this benediction only and nothing more. Purport, as stated in the Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, Samsiddha Yir Hari Toshanam. The real perfection of life is pleasing the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Vedais Chai Cha Sarvai Aham Eva Vedyaha. In understanding the Vedas, one has to understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead. One has actually understood him, surrenders and surrenders unto him after many births. We find all these qualifications in the prachetas. They underwent severe austerities and penances within the waters, and they did not take any food for a very long time. For a very long time. They practiced these austerities not for material benediction, but for the satisfaction of the Supreme Lord. One may engage in any business, material or spiritual, but the purpose should be the satisfaction of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. This verse presents a perfect picture of Vedic civilization. People training to become devotees should be respectful not only to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, but also to those who are elderly in knowledge, who are Aryans and actual devotees of the Lord. An Aryan is one who does not boast, but is an actual devotee of the Lord. Aryan means advanced. Formerly, those who claim to be Aryans had to be devotees of the Lord. For instance, in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna chastised Arjuna by saying that he was speaking like a non-Aryan. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Kutastva Kasmalam Idam Vishame Samupastitam Anaryam Justam Asvargyam Akriti Arjuna. The Supreme Personality, the Supreme Person, Bhagavan said, "My dear Arjuna, how have these impurities come upon you? They are not at all befitting a man who knows the progressive values of life. They do not lead to higher planets, but to infamy." Bhagavad Gita 2.2, Arjuna, the Kshatriya, was refusing to fight despite being directly ordered by the Supreme Lord. He was thus chastised by the Lord as belonging to a non-Aryan family. Anyone who is advanced in the devotional service of the Lord certainly knows his duty. It does not matter whether this duty is violent or non-violent. If it is in if it is sanctioned and ordered by the Supreme Lord, it must be performed, and Aryan performs his duty. It is not that Aryans are unnecessarily inimical to living entities. The Aryans never maintained slaughterhouses, and they are never enemies of poor animals. The Prachetas underwent severe austerities for many years, even within the waters, accepting. Oh, can go down, Prabhu. Accepting austerities and penances in the avowed business of those interested in advanced civilization. The word nirandasam means without food. Eating voraciously and unnecessarily is not the business of an Aryan. Rather, the eating process should be restricted as far as possible. When the Aryans eat, they eat only prescribed eatables. Regarding this, the Lord says in Bhagavad Gita, Patram pushpam palam toyam yo me bhaktya prayachati. Can go down, Prabhu. Tad aham bhaktya upahattam Ashinami prayatatmanaha. If one offers me with love and devotion a leaf, a flower, fruit, or water, I will accept it. Bhagavad Gita 9.26. Thus, there are restrictions for the advanced Aryans. Although the Lord himself can eat anything and everything, he nonetheless restricts himself to vegetables, fruits, milk, and so on. This verse thus describes the activities of those who claim to be Aryans. Text 41. Manu Swayambhu. Manu Swayambhu Bhagavan Bhavascha Yenye Tapo Jnanam Vishuddha Sattvaha Adarshta Para Api Yana Mahimnaha Stuvanti Yato Twatma Samam Grandimaha. Manu Swayambhuva. Okay, Manu, Swayambhuva Manu, Swayambhuhu, Lord Brahma, Bhagavan, the most powerful, Bhavaha, Lord Shiva, Cha also, Ye, Hu, Anye, others, Tapaha, by austerity, Jnana, by knowledge, Vishuddha, pure, Sattva, whose existence, Adrishta, Paraha, who cannot see the end, Api, although, Yat, Yo, Mahimnaha, of glories, Stu Stuvanti, they offer prayers, Ato, therefore, Twa unto you, Atma Samam, according to capacity, Gri Maha, we offered prayers. Translation, dear Lord, even greatest, dear Lord, even great yogis and mystics who are very much advanced by virtue of austerities and knowledge, and who have completely situated themselves in pure existence, as well as great personalities like Manu, Lord Brahma, and Lord Shiva, cannot fully understand your glories and potencies. Nonetheless, they have offered their prayers according to their own capacities. In the same way, we, although much lower than these personalities, also offer our prayers according to our own capability. We offer prayers according to our own capability. Divisions of faith. Purport, Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva. Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva, Manu, the father of mankind, great saintly persons and also great sages who have elevated themselves to the transcendental platform through austerity and penance, as well as devotional service, are imperfect in knowledge compared to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. This is the case with anyone within this material world. No one can be equal to the Supreme Lord in anything, certainly not in knowledge. Consequently, anyone's prayer to the Supreme Personality of Godhead is never complete. It is not possible to measure the complete glories of the Supreme Lord, who is unlimited. Even the Lord himself in his incarnations as Ananta or Shesha cannot describe his own glories. Although Ananta has many thousands of faces and has been glorifying the Lord for many, many years, he could not find the limit of the glories of the Lord. Thus, it is not possible to estimate the complete potencies and glories of the Supreme Lord. Nonetheless, everyone in devotional service can offer essential prayers to the Lord. Everyone is situated in a relative position, and no one is perfect in glorifying the Lord. Begin with Lord Brahma and Lord Shiva, down to ourselves. Everyone is the servant of the Supreme Lord. We are all servants of the servants. Say me, Prabhu. We are all situated in relative positions according to our own karma. Yet every one of us can offer prayers with heart and soul as far as we can appreciate the Lord's glories. That is our perfection. Even when one is in the darkest region of existence, he is allowed to offer prayers to the Lord according to his own capacity. The Lord therefore says in Bhagavad Gita, Mamhi parata vyapashratya yepi suyuhu papayo yonayaha striyo vaishyas tata shudras tepi yanti param gatim. Tepi yanti param gatim. O son of Pratta, those who take shelter in me, though they be of lower birth, women, Vaishyas, merchants, as well as Shudras, workers, can approach the supreme destination, Bhagavad Gita 9.32. If one seriously accepts the lotus feet of the Lord, he is purified by the grace of the Lord and by the grace of the Lord's servant. This is confirmed by Sugadev Goswami. Yen ye cha papa yat aprash raya sharaya Shudayanti tasmai prabhavaishnave namaha. Okay, namaha. Bhagavatam 2.4.18. One who is brought under the lotus feet of the Lord by the endeavor of the Lord's servant, the spiritual master is certainly immediately purified, however low born he may be. He becomes eligible to return home back to Godhead. Text 42. Namaha samaya shudaya purushaya paraya cha vasudevaya satvaya tubhyam bhagavate namaha. Synonyms. Namaha, we offer our respectful obeisance. Yeah, I'm going to take a screenshot. Namaha, we offer our respectful obeisances. Samaya, who is equal to everyone. Shudaya, who is never contaminated by sinful activities. Purushaya, unto the Supreme Person. Paraya, transcendental. Cha, also. Vasudevaya, living everywhere. Satvaya, who is in the transcendental position. Dubhyam, unto you, Bhagavate, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Namaha, obeisances. Translation. Dear Lord, you have no enemies or friends, therefore you are equal to everyone. You cannot be contaminated by sinful activities, and your transcendental form is always beyond the material creation. You are the Supreme Personality of Godhead because you remain everywhere within all existence. You are consequently known as Vasudeva. We offer you our respectful obeisances. Purport: the Supreme Personality of Godhead is known as Vasudeva because he lives everywhere. The word Vas means to live, as stated in Brahma Samhita. Eko pi asau racha yitum jagat anda kotim. The Lord, through his plenary portion, enters into each and every universe to create the material manifestation. He also enters into each and every heart in all living entities, and into each and every atom also. Para Manu Chayan Tara Staham. Because the Supreme Lord lives everywhere, he is known as Vasudeva. Although he lives everywhere within the material world, he is not contaminated by the mode of nature. The Lord is therefore described in Ishopanishad as Apapa Vidam. He is never contaminated by the modes of material nature. When the Lord descends on this planet, he acts in many ways. He kills demons and performs acts not sanctioned by the Vedic principles. That is, acts considered sinful. Even though he acts in such a way, he is never contaminated by his action. He is therefore described herein as Shuddha, meaning always free from contamination. The Lord is also Sama, equal to everyone in this regard. He states in Bhagavad Gita, Samoham Sarava Bhuteshu Name Dveshyosti Na Priya Ye Bhajananti Tuma Bhaktya Maite Teshucha Piyaham. I envy no one, nor am I partial to anyone. I am equal to all, but whoever surrenders service unto me in devotion is a friend, is in me, and I am also a friend in him. Semi Prabhu. A friend to him. The Lord has no one. Oh, I need to just a second, Prabhu. Just want to increase my brightness. My phone is actually 5%, but I'll read while charging. Can I just take 1 second to charge, Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhu.
Okay, done. Okay, where was I now? Okay, equal to envy no one. Was I going to the next one, right? Oh, no, I did not read this one.
Oh, the Lord has no one. This is the enemy of friend.
Oh, the Lord has no one as his friend or enemy, and he is equal to everyone. The word Satvaya indicates that the form of the Lord is not material. It is Satchit Ananda Vigraha. Ishvara Parama Krishna Satchit Ananda Vigraha. His body is different from our material bodies. One should not think that the Supreme Personality of Godhead has a material body like ours. Maitreya Uvacha Iti Pracheto Bi Abhi Shtuto Hari Pritastate Aha Saranyavatsala Anichatam Yanam Atripta Chakshusham Yayau Swadamanam Pavargaviryaha. Synonyms: Maitreya Uvacha. Maitreya said, Ititas pracheto bihi, by the prachetas, abhishtutaha, being praised, Hari, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, pritaha, being pleased, tata, so, iti thus, aha, said, Sharanya, to the surrendered souls, Vatsalam, affectionate, Anichatam, not desiring, Yanam, his departure, Atrapta, not satisfied, Chakshusham, their eyes, Yayau, he left Svadama to his own abode, Anapavarga Viryaha, whose prowess is never defeated. Translation. The great sage Maitreya continued, My dear Vidura, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is the protector of surrendered souls, being thus addressed by the Prachetas and worshipped by them, replied, May whatever you have prayed to be fulfilled, whatever you have prayed for be fulfilled. After saying this, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, whose prowess is never defeated, left. The Prachetas were unwilling to be separated from him because they had not seen him to their full satisfaction. Purport. The word anapavarga virya is significant in this verse. The word ana means without, pavarga means the materialistic way of life, and virya means prowess. The prowess of the Supreme Personality of Godhead always contains 6 basic opulence, one of which is renunciation. Although the Prachetas desired to see the Lord to their full satisfaction, the Lord nonetheless left, according to Srila Jiva Goswami, this is an exhibition of his kindness to innumerable other devotees. Although he was being attracted by the prachetas, he left. This is an example of his renunciation. This renunciation was also exhibited by Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu when he stated with Advaita Prabhu after taking sannyasa. All the devotees there wanted him to stay a few days longer, but Lord Chaitanya left without hesitation. The conclusion is that although the Supreme Lord has unlimited kindness for his devotees, he is not attached to anyone. He is equally kind to his immeasurable devotees all over the creation. Haribol, Prabhu. Someone else can read, Prabhu.
Okay, Prabhu, so now we have to go 6 Askam prayers. Thank you so much, Prabhu.
No, Haribol.
Wants to start?
I can start, Prabhu.
Okay, start, Prabhu.
चेतो दर्पणमार्जनं भवमहादावाग्निर्वापनं श्रेयःकैरविचन्द्रिकावितरणं विद्यावतु जीवनम् आनन्दाम्बुधिवर्धनं प्रतिपदं पूर्णामृतास्वादनं सर्वात्मा स्नपनं परं विजयते श्रीकृष्णसङ्कीर्तनम्
Namnamakari bahuda nija sarva shakti stadrarpita niyamita smaranena kala etadrishi tava kripa bhagavan mamapi durudaiva me trishami haijina nuragra.
प्रणादपि सुनेचेन तरोरपि सहिष्णुना मानेन मानतेन कीर्तनीय सदा हरिः
Nadanam na janam na sundarim kavitam va jagadishakamaye mama janmani bhavata bhakti ahetu gitwai.
अयनन्दतनयकिङ्करं पतितं मां विषमे भवाम्बुधो कृपया तव पादपङ्कजस्थितधूलिसदृशं विचिन्तय
Nayanam Galada Srudaraya Vadanam Gadgadarudaya Gira Pulakairana Chittam Bapukara Davanamagrahane Bhavishyati.
युगायितं निमिषेण चक्षुषा प्रावृषायितं शून्यायितं जगत्सर्वं गोविन्दं विरहेण मे
Asislava Paratham Pinastuma Madarshanam Marmamatam Karutu Vayata Tatava Vidatulan Patomat Prananatastu Sa Evanarpanaha.
You can scroll up to Glory to the Sri Krishna Sankirtana, which cleanses the heart of all the dust accumulated for years and extinguishes the fire of conditioned life, of repeated birth and death. This Sankirtan movement is the prime benediction for humanity at large because it spreads the rays of the benediction moon. It is life of all transcendental knowledge. It increases the ocean of transcendental bliss and it enables us to fully taste the nectar for which we are always anxious.
O my Lord, your holy name alone can render all benedictions to living beings, and thus you have hundreds and millions of names like Krishna and Govinda. In these transcendental names, you have invested all your transcendental energies. There are not even hard and fast rules for chanting these names. Oh my Lord, out of kindness, you enable us to easily
By
approach you by chanting your holy names. But I am so unfortunate that I have no attraction for them. Sorry, Prabhu.
no problem, I was talking to someone.
Okay, no
Once,
problem.
yes, bro. One should chant the holy name of the Lord in humble state of mind, thinking oneself lower than the straw in the state. One should be more tolerant than a tree, devoid of all sense of false prestige, and ready to offer all respect to others. In such a state of mind, one can chant the holy name of the Lord constantly.
Almighty Lord, I have no desire to accumulate wealth, nor do I desire beautiful women, nor do I want any number of followers. I only want your causeless devotional service birth after birth.
O son of Maharaj Nanda Krishna, I am your eternal servitor, yet somehow or other I have fallen into the ocean of birth and death. Please pick me up from this ocean of death and place me as one of the items of your lotus feet.
Oh my Lord, when will my eyes be decorated with tears of love flowing constantly when I chant your holy name? When will my voice choke up, and when will the hairs of my body stand on and at the recitation of your name?
O Govinda, feeling your separation, I am considering a moment to be left always or more. Tears are flowing from my eyes like torrents of rain, and I'm feeling all vacant in the world in your absence.
I know no one but Krishna as my Lord, and he shall remain so even if he handles me roughly in his embrace or makes me broken-hearted by not being present before me. He is completely free to do anything and everything, for he is always my worshipful Lord, unconditional. Shikshasta ki kamji jai.
Jai.
Chaitanya
Shri
Mahaprabhu
Chaitanya
ki jai.
Mahaprabhu ki jai.
No
Jai.
problems. I'm sleeping here behind, you know.
बहु जन्म करे यदि श्रवण कीर्तन तबु न पाए कृष्ण पदे प्रेमधन. If one is infested with the 10 offenses in the chanting of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, despite his endeavor to chant the holy name for many births, he will not get the love of God. That is the ultimate goal of this chanting. The offenses against the chanting of the holy names are as follows. First offense is to blaspheme the devotees who have dedicated their lives for propagating the holy name of the Lord.
Second offense, to consider the name of demigods like Lord Shiva or Lord Brahma to be equal to or independent of the name of Lord Vishnu.
Third offense is to disobey the orders of the spiritual master and to think of him as an ordinary person.
Fourth offense is to blaspheme the Vedic literature or literature in preference of the Vedic version.
Fifth offense is to consider the glories of chanting Hare Krishna to be an imagination.
Sixth offense, to give some interpretation on the holy name of the Lord.
Seventh offense, to commit sinful activities in the strength of the holy name of the Lord.
Eighth offense, to consider the chanting of Hare Krishna as one of the auspicious ritualistic activities offered in the Vedas as ritual activities, karma kanda.
Ninth offense, to instruct a faithless person about the glories of the holy name.
10th offense, to not have complete faith in the chanting of the holy names and to maintain material attachments even after understanding so many instructions on this matter. It is also an offense to be inattentive while chanting. Every devotee who claims to be a Vaishnava must guard against these offenses in order to quickly achieve the desired success. Krishna Prema. I offer my respectful obeisances. I offer my respectful obeisances unto all the Vaishnava devotees of the Lord. They can fulfill the desires of everyone just like desire trees, and they are full of compassion for the fallen souls. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripasindubhyacha
Kalpatarubhyascha
patitanaam
kripasindubhyacha
Patitanam pavanebhyo
patitanam
Vaishnavabhyo
pavanebhyo
namo namaha.
Vaishnavebhyo namo namaha.
Thank you so much, Prabhu.
Ananda
Hare
Vaishnava Vaishnava
Thank
Vrinda
you so
ki
much, Prabhu,
jai,
for
Srila Prabhupada
recitation.
ki
Jai.
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 Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhu.
All glories to Srila
Jai
Prabhupada.
Hare Hare Bol.